In this video, we will talk about attack surfaces, because the more ways someone can break in, the harder it is to keep them out. In cybersecurity, your attack surface is made up of every way a threat actor can try to get access to your network, systems, apps, or users. If it can be touched, scanned, logged into, or exploited, it's part of the attack surface. Our job? Shrink that surface as much as possible and block the paths attackers use to get in. Think of the attack surface as every unlocked door or open window in your digital house. It includes open network ports, run-in services, user accounts, cloud resources, web applications, outdated software, employee behavior. The smaller the surface, the fewer an attacker has to get in. You can analyze the attack surface across your entire organization or just focus in on just one system, app, or identity. Now let's clear up a couple terms. Threat and attack vectors. A threat vector is a possible path an attacker can take to breach your system. An attack vector is a path an attacker usually uses to carry out an attack. In everyday use, people mix them up, but on the exam, it helps to remember that threat vectors are theoretical and attack vectors are real. All right, let's talk software, specifically vulnerable software. This is one of the most common threat vectors out there. These are flaws in code that attackers can exploit to do things like bypass authentication, crash a service, steal data, execute malicious code. Most software isn't perfect. There's a race between developers trying to fix bugs and attackers trying to exploit them. If your organization is running lots of apps across different platforms, especially unpatched ones, your attack surface grows fast. In case you're not familiar with the term unpatched, it means the software has new updates from the maker that has not been applied yet. Now, vulnerable software is bad, but unsupported software, that's worse. When a product hits end of life, EOL, it means the vendor no longer patches it. You can still use the software in most cases, but if there's a bug, you're stuck with it, unless you can patch it yourself, which most people can't, being honest. If you absolutely have to keep using unsupported software, the best thing to do is isolate them. That means you limit what they connect to, segment them from sensitive systems, and monitor them closely. Do you know what kind of control these are from the previous lessons? This is an example of a compensating control, a workaround when a best practice like patching is impossible. All right, now I want you to understand client-based versus agentless scanning. To catch vulnerable software before attackers do, organizations use vulnerability scanners. These are software that are designed to probe your network and devices looking for vulnerabilities. There are two main types of scanners. You have client-based and you have agentless. Client-based is installed directly on the machine being scanned. An agentless scan, it scans from the outside with no install needed. Here's a twist though. Attackers use the same tool during reconnaissance. That's why it's critical for you to scan your own system first and patch them before someone else scans your system first and attack them. All right, here's a recap. What did we learn? We learned that the attack surface is made up of all possible entries an attacker could target. We learned threat vector describe potential paths. Attack vectors describe actual ones. Vulnerable or unsupported software, default credentials, and open services are all common risk. And we learned that shrinking your attack surface means patching first, securing configurations, and removing unnecessary exposure. See you in the next one.